David Clarkson dealt to the Columbus Blue Jackets for one Nathan Horton. Hey, guess what? It's your morning ice in the crease. Friday Extra. Come on, let's do this. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to In the Crease. Tommy C. I spaced out a little bit. And, not a good start for a Friday Extra Morning Ice. You never know when they're coming, these Friday Experts, but we have to go over what happened last night when I went to bed in the National Hockey League over here in Europe and all that other good stuff. Check out some of the headlines. Let's do this. That's not a headline. Twitter erupts after Clarkson trade coming from Sportsnet. Puck Daddy. Toronto Maple Leafs shed David Clarkson in a trade to Columbus. And Clarkson for Horton trade legal. Brilliant circumvision, which is exactly what it is, of the salary cap. Circumvention. Which one? You think I'm stupid? I've stepped on so many words this week. Even Red Wings. I've stepped on words this week. Unbelievable. But I thought I'd put this little sucker here to get together for you, to give you a little extra, to let you know what's going on. And we're going to talk about the trade a little bit, what I think of it, and let you know what's coming up for the trade deadline here on the Shot from the Point Hockey Channel. So you ready? I'm ready. Yeah! All right, here's the deal. Nathan Horton heads to, well, sort of, Toronto, and the David Clarkson is going to get a shot where he's probably going to fit in very well with a very rough and tumble Blue Jackets team. So this is I don't think it's a bad move for, it couldn't possibly be a bad move for the Columbus Blue Jackets. I mean, if they're going to pay a guy, might as well pay a guy to play. And in theory, although we'll see how this works out because I have my suspicions, this is a perfect deal for them. You pay a guy to actually play. On the flip side, the Toronto Maple Leafs get a guy. It doesn't really free up any cap space for them. They have similar contracts from what I've been told. But I think it says a lot about how the organization felt about David Clarkson. This coming from Dave Nonis, president and general manager of Toronto Maple Leafs. Sometimes players, for whatever reason, don't fit in a certain city or organization. Unquote. They're not to take this out of context. He did go on to say that he believed in Clarkson. But it just sounded to me like he was walking around the truth. Maybe this is the guy that was or part of the problem. This is the guy that was the cancer. This is the guy that was uncoachable. He certainly didn't fit in for this team. I mean, they brought him in to give a little toughness to a team that's desperately lacking in it. Any kind of physical threat. They don't really have a physically imposing player. Clarkson was closest to it. But it didn't fit into what the Maple Leafs wanted to do, whatever it is they want to do. I still haven't put my finger on that. I expect Dave Nonis to be out of a job by the summertime. And I expect Kyle Dubas to be president and general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs. I really think this has been some of the moves we've seen as an inside job, and I think what Brendan Shanahan has managed to do is convince ownership that Kyle Dubas is the future of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And well, I don't see. I would expect him to either retire or get fired because they're going with the new movement over there. They didn't think too much of him. That quote, I find that is like, good, he's gone. That's the way I interpret it. Like I said, he did go on to say he believes in David, but it just sounded like media talk, bullshit, uncontroversial crap. But it does. I think it works for Clarkson. He goes to a team they might fit in with. Playoff chances. Not the worst place to go in the world. Columbus mean. They're a mean hockey team. And, Clarkson just fits in with that way of doing things. And we'll see if they can do it. See if they can do it. It is kind of brilliant in a way. Now, let's talk about Anthony Horton a little bit. David Clarkson was worth to the Toronto Maple Leafs a player that more than likely will never play again. A degenerative back disease. Degeneration, unless there's some kind of crazy stem cell research out there or stem cell operation that I'm not familiar with, which is quite possible. I don't think, tragically, you will never see Nathan Horton in any kind of hockey jersey again. So the sell-off continues in Toronto. Not a big surprise. Exactly what we all thought it would be. And good. I say good. Whatever. If they're going to go the analytics route, go the analytics route. Clear the deck. The reports of locker room cancers. Players thinking they're real important. From what I understand, when you go to Toronto, you're treated like royalty. Maybe that's part of the problem. And I guess the only question now was, where does Phil Kessel end up? Well, I'll repeat what I said yesterday. I think I said it yesterday. Phil Kessel will go if the player they can get fits Kyle Dubas's vision, or the type of player that he will fulfill his future for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto Maple Leafs probably won't be good next year either. This is start from zero. There's nothing else to call this. Jeffrey Lupul, rumored to go to the Rangers. Kessel, rumors hot flying all over the place. And since Clarkson is gone, and he was considered a player that, if there was a player that Leafs weren't going to get rid of, maybe James Van Riemsdyk or Clarkson. These were two. Let me rephrase that. Clarkson was a guy that nobody thought the Leafs would actually get rid of. So I think that puts everybody. Kessel, Nazem Kadri, maybe even James Van Riemsdyk. Dion Phaneuf. I wouldn't be surprised if every single one of these guys are gone. That's how far. They're one of the ways you do that is you just scrape everybody out. And you start with the youth movement. And you can sort of mold it. It's not going to happen in 2016. Might not happen in 2017. Might see a little progress there. And it really depends on what ownership is willing, what kind of leash they're willing to put on management. And right now, things seem to be going right to Brendan Shanahan's plan. They brought that kid in last summer. They gave Randy Carlyle a contract, knowing full well they were going to get rid of him, waited for the skid, and moved in. Toronto Maple Leafs fans, years from now, you may look at this point in time and be thankful they didn't make the playoffs. Toronto Maple Leafs fans, years from now, you may want to attack anybody that says they still believe in analytics. I want this to happen because I want to see how this works. Oh, this just in. Analytics experts across North America feel that the Edmonton Oilers this year have the best chance to win the Stanley Cup. For what has been explained to me, and I'm going to do some serious, I'm going to analytics school this summer. So when I come back next year, I'm going to know what they're talking about. Because I ain't sold. Of course, there's nothing wrong with new information, but I'm not sold. Because of the Edmonton Oilers. From what's been explained to me, this hockey team is the darlings. The darlings of the analytics movement. They're horrible. They're a horrible hockey team. Mike Milbury pointed out, controlling the puck is one thing. Getting that puck in a position to create scoring chances is something else and cannot be measured. Does that mean there's something wrong with Corsi? No. That it's useless? No, I wouldn't say that. But at best, analytics, at best, they give you the best chance to win. There's certainly not a guarantee. And there's always a chance that you're concentrating on the wrong statistics. There's different camps of hockey analytics guys that believe some stats should be prioritized over others and others should be dismissed completely and others never be dismissed. This is something that's in its infancy. And the idea, especially a dope like Ryan Lampert, who has no time on the ground when it comes to hockey. And by that I mean juniors. By that I mean coaching hockey, scouting. There's no way to tell this can work. To believe in this analytics movement is just as silly as to dismiss it completely. That's stupid. But to say that this is the formula, all you got to say, all you dopes that don't care about math, all you got to say to these guys, Edmonton Oilers, next question, boom, you're done. That's it. It's over. That's it. That's all you have to do. Edmonton Oilers for the last 3 years. On the flip side, at least the Toronto Maple Leafs will have an identity. That's one upside. The Leafs are going to have an identity. Whether it's a good one remains to be seen, but they sure will have an identity. Good move by the Jackets. And good luck to the Leafs. And there's another story here. Maybe the Leafs know something about Ethan Horton's condition that we don't. Maybe this could be they didn't give up on him. We could be saying that in a couple years. They didn't give up on him when everybody else did. That would be nice because I like Nathan Horton. I think it's. I've read stories this year of depression, and who wouldn't be? Frustration. An operation can get him in the right shape, but degenerative back disease. Do you have any idea how many people in the Army were chaptered out? I mean, I can think of 5 off the top of my head. Degenerative back, you're gone. If you can't be in the Army as a paper pusher with a degenerative back problem, I don't think you can play in the National Hockey League. At the low level of the Army that I was, you're out. What makes you think that at the highest level of athletics, professional athletics, that he can persevere through this? It's not a matter of being tough. It's not a matter of quitting or giving up. It's a reality. Your back doesn't function at 100%, you can't play professional hockey. If you're in a wheelchair, you can't run a marathon. But I'm not a doctor, and I hope I'm wrong as far as Nathan Horton's future. I just, this is personal experience. I don't see it. I don't see that happening. Do I hope? I will gladly take calls from Toronto Maple Leafs fans in the future. You idiot, you don't know anything about. Look at Nathan Horton. He's got 20 goals, and it's February. God, I hope I get that call. Be freaking wonderful. Well, there's where I am in the trade. Overall picture of analytics, and I'm gonna be paying special. I'm interested. I want to see where Toronto goes with this. Notice, nice knowing, no notice you knew, because you're gone. They're going to get rid of you. That was the plan all along. Brendan Shanahan moved that kid in to take your job because he knew you were going to fail with the crew that you had. That's pretty smart. And he knew by the Leafs failing this year, Dubas wouldn't get the blame. Brilliant. Brilliant way to play politics. The Irish are the best at North American politics. If you look at the history of Irish immigration, which Shanahan's parents were immigrants, the ability to move in, take over police departments, become politicians, because unlike most immigrants, they have the advantage of already speaking the language and already speaking it well. And the Irish are known for being creative and insightful and being able to read a political situation. Brendan Shanahan, a man after my own part, and I'm certainly glad he's out of the player safety because that was the most inconsistent, because he's probably playing politics. Glad he's out of player safety. And I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him. I hope the Leafs do well. I can go find him a lot. I post a lot of memes. But I hope the Leafs do well. Would it be really bad for hockey if there's a cup in Toronto? Oh, it'd be great. It'll also mean every original six team has won a Stanley Cup in the last 21 years. Or 25 years. Whenever the Leafs were winning. That'd be nice. I'm all for that. And then you could knock out the Canadian dry spell from 1993. 22 years ago. I'm all for that. I'm okay with it. Hey, check this out. See what that is? What do you think? That's the Brooklyn Americans? No, it's not, although there was a Brooklyn Americans for one season in the NHL. Reportedly, from the Hockey News. Oh, was it from the Hockey News? Do I still have that up there? No, I deleted it. That these are the two logos that the New York Islanders, or the folks at Barclays Center, have applied for. They're applying to trademark these. Looks very soccer-ish, European soccer-ish to me. That does not mean that the New York Islanders are changing their name. But what is more than likely is the New York Islanders are going to have a third jersey, and it's going to say Brooklyn Hockey on it at some point. Now, I'm sure these are drafts. I'm sure Bruins fans don't like seeing the B up there. We already have Bs in the National Hockey League. I'm certainly not going to like that too much. But that's it. And I thought that was interesting. Let's show it to you again. The possibility of the Brooklyn Islanders. See, here's the thing. Like, you could still call them the Islanders. Because if you look at Long Island, right? It's only part of the island. The other two parts to that entire island, forget Long Island, the name of the area. Think of the island that is Long Island. The bottom is Queens and Brooklyn. So they're still on the island. They're just not in Long Island proper. They're in New York City. Look at a map. Mr. Geography, me. Yes, I grew up across the bridge. So you could technically go with the New York Islanders, and considering 4 Stanley Cups in a row, 5 appearances in a row, 70s and 80s, only to be defeated by the great Edmonton Oilers, Messier, Gretzky, Curry, Anderson, Grand Fuhrer Oilers. I think it's important that we keep that tradition of the New York Islanders. It has been a damn shame what have happened to the New York Islanders over the last 20 years. They have simply not been competitive. Thank God they got a player like Jonathan Tavares, who, as a Ranger fan, I have yet to find a way to hate. He's such a good representative of the game. In fact, he probably should be, if I had to make one criticism, I wish he had a little more of a personality. But the problem with having a personality in professional hockey or any professional sport is the media's going to climb over your ass, and this is the best way to deal with it, is to shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. I mean, look at the situation that me and Dave Rose got in earlier the year when Nazem Kadri spoke out against Leaf fans throwing the jersey in the ice, and we had this sort of debate about it. I was on one way. I didn't really have a problem with what Kadri said, and Dave was in another place. He felt very differently about it. He thought that he should just kind of shut up and say something to the effect of anything, that we see the problem, we're going to work on it. But wherever you fall on that, it didn't matter because, and it wasn't just us, people were talking about it in the media, especially in Toronto. The best thing to do is keep your mouth shut, like Jonathan Tavares. Great hockey player. Underrated because he plays in the island. Soon to be in Brooklyn. Brooklyn, New York. He's getting hockey again. We chased the Brooklyn Americans, or the New York Americans, out of Madison Square Garden, us New York Rangers, and they went to Brooklyn and they fell apart. They probably would have been considered an original 7 team had they survived. There would have been no Islanders. But those folks in the island, drive south, go through Queens, Bell Parkway. I don't know. Would you take the Bell Parkway there? I don't know. I haven't lived there in a while. Take the Bell Parkway. Go to the Barclays Center. You got it. You got it. Hockey news. We need to be doing news. Oh, before we go into the news, I guess I'm doing the news on Sunday. Probably should have prepped fucking Matt for it a little more. I think we're getting Matt Sunday, and we're probably getting Matt the rest of the week. Old Matty Kazar, Matty Isis, Bag Check Matty. Big shout out to the entire Kazar family in the Quebec region of Canada. Oh, Canada. You should be proud to have the Kazars. True Canadians. I can't think of anything creative to say. Okay. So let's go to the news. Brandon Dubinsky is hurt. He scores a goal. Starts to go, then trips and flips over Montreal defenseman Tom Gilbert, who was sliding, trying to stop that shit. Didn't work out. Go check the video out. It's pretty spooky. Shortcut, go to Puck Daddy. Dubinsky suffered a upper body injury and did not return to the game. Pretty spooky stuff. Definitely a serious player for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Neil Yakupov of the Edmonton Oilers, he missed a game on Tuesday due to a groin injury. Wow, we're specifying stuff. It's not. I thought that was a lower body injury. But after skating with the team on Tuesday, he will hopefully be back in the lineup to host the Blues. Rejoice, rejoice. And St. Louis Blues, start playing these crappy teams like you can beat them. It's almost playoff time. Don't. We talked about it a little yesterday. Jari Tolucci acquired by the Winnipeg Jets for a third-round draft pick in 2016 and a conditional 2015 sixth-round draft pick. Tolucci brings some offense to the Winnipeg Jets, which should be helpful. Seems like everybody's hurt in that team. What did I hear? Just Shifley? Did he get Shifley? Paul Shifley, remember the Shifley commercial he used to run? Who got? I mean, Penrose out. Everybody's out over there. I should have freaking wrote that down, huh? So this couldn't be the worst thing in the world. Get a little offensive action from Jari Tolucci. It's good stuff. It's real good stuff. And I think that's just about all I have. Let's check out the NHL trade tracker at this point, at the time of this recording, to see if anything's changed. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Here it comes. Oh, the suspense is killing me. Maybe not that much, but he's coming. Oh! Nope, looks like Clarkson for Horton straight up. Still the biggest story in the universe. Still the biggest story going. At this morning time in the crease, Tommy C. All right, let me talk about the trade deadline. Now, when I get more information on the trade deadline, we're going to release Shot from the Point Radio, a radio show with commercial music. And during that radio show, we're going to be updating you on all the trades coming through until it's over. There will be a video posted this weekend dictating airtime. This is going to go on for a while, folks. Music, constant updates, comments, and we'll be taking your calls for the whole show. Keeping an eye on things, running it live for you and yo's for as long as we can take it, pretty much probably to the end of the trade. I don't know how that's going to affect the crease at all, if at all. Right now, the schedule's normal, but if we run into in the crease time, then we won't be doing it. So maybe we'll have a Matty Ice. So when I get more information on deadline times and things of that nature, we're going to run it. We're going to run the first Shot from the Point Radio. Commercial music, hockey, talk, you name it. We got it. Shot from the Point hockey. Live broadcast, and we're going to run it. Music, live broadcast. It's great. So I'll be cutting a video, a quick promo during the week to give you all the details of what time airtime will start. And I'm figuring somewhere around 3 o'clock. Well, that's my time. About 9 o'clock your time. So we're going to air in the morning. For all those who care about my personal life, looks like I got a job offer. Can't talk about what it's about. And I also have my German classes coming up. Will that affect this program? Yeah, probably. But I only think it'll affect this program in a way as there may not be as many live broadcasts. There'll be recorded broadcasts or pre-recorded broadcasts with Dead on Dave when he gets back. Got no further update on Dead on Dave, but after talking to him yesterday, I have a lot of faith that he'll be back pretty soon. I don't know about next week, but as soon as he can spit out a sentence without hacking and coughing, I think I will all be better off knowing that Dead on Dave is broadcasting on YouTube. And back on the Shot from the Point team. Dead on Dave's back. Also this Sunday, the Mothership Show. Shot from the Point Live. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard. We talk about the trades and the week in hockey. Teammates looking to appear. The return of legendary Jake Link, comedian Jake Link. We had a little conversation yesterday on In the Crease. Good one. Very good call. And Matty Isis. I haven't booked him yet, but I think Matty Isis will be on there for the full show. For the full show. We should have done the news. No Jeff Huffman. It's got stuff going on. On Monday, during the trade deadline, we'll be running Shot from the Point Radio. And for the rest of the week, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, In the Crease with Tommy C. Yeah. I'm excited. Make sure you check out www.zazzle.com for Shot from the Moin gear. www.zazzle.com/pointmen. Pointmen. Yeah. Check out all In the Crease coffee cups, shirts, hoodies, and even an iPhone protector. A Shot from the Point iPhone protector. You need it. You love it. Roy in Florida's got one. He loves it. He looks like a badass. Maybe you get some kids some stuff too. So check that out. I don't make a lot of dough on it. Cents to the dollar there. But show your point man pride. Point men and women. Do that. Do that. Let's, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to end this sucker and do that. Oh! It's the theme music. Oh! Little incident. I got a letter or a complaint in Spanish. Apparently, what I found out later was the bass player for this particular band, Border, in Argentina. Apparently, the band's not communicating. I got permission to use this from SoundCloud, which I assume is controlled by one of the band members. The word translated somewhat to is steal or exploit, which I'm not. The Way Down Isn't Too Cool by Border of Argentina. We have permission to use it. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, I think it's in your best interest. In the Crease have had tens of thousands of hits this year on all their episodes. Tens of thousands of hits. Folks like the song and gives you a lot of exposure. So I'd like to keep that relationship going. I can't go back and erase the old episodes. But I talked to the folks on SoundCloud, and he said they're going to try to clear up any kind of miscommunication. I just didn't rip this off of SoundCloud and claim it for myself. I wouldn't do that. Maybe I would have probably get away with it. But I didn't do it this time. So get over yourselves over there. The last night in the National Hockey League, the New York Rangers get a little lucky. Refs miss a call that would have led to a 4-minute minor or 2 double minors. They're able to come back in this game after being down most of it 4-3 against the Arizona Coyotes. Arizona played very well and were devastated by the bad breaks. Bad breaks. Really feel sorry for Smith down there in Arizona. It's just there's just some ridiculously bad luck going on down there. The Vancouver Knuckleheads, they were in Buffalo to get blown out. The hell happened? You guys are in a playoff race still, Vancouver. The Connor McDavid sweepstakes sweep. The Canucks out of their building 6-3. The Montreal Canadiens, well, Yuri Talutsi couldn't help them because they take the Columbus Blue Jackets 5-2. The Philadelphia Flyers disappoint. They go into a Clarkless Toronto Maple Leaf building, and they get beat 3-2. Leafs showing a little pride even though it's over. They take Philadelphia, who needs points. Could be key when this season is over. Don't you think? Chicago handled things down in Florida after a fight in the locker room. Didn't appear to hurt them at all. They go right into Florida, get angry, get mean. Maybe that's what they need. They need pushing and shoving in the locker room. Pushing and shoving in the locker room. Chicago takes that 3-0. They shut them out. Steen scores the shootout winner. The Blues edge the Jets 2-1 in a very difficult game for the Blues. Boy, all these important playoff teams are losing games. I did watch this game. It was really good, though. It was really good. Except this team, the Minnesota North Stars. They take the Nashville Predators, who haven't been playing as well lately. Nashville Predators, a game I'm actually in the middle of watching now, 4-2. The Ottawa Senators, stop! The LA Kings 8-game winning streak. Ottawa goalie Andrew Hammond gets his second straight shutout. They take the Kings 1-0. Holy crap. Good job, Ottawa. They're going to be nipping at Buffalo's heels. And the Detroit Red Wings. They have a 3-2 win over the Sharks. Glenn Denning with the game winner. I don't know why I said that so slowly. Because I'm sick of listening to this over again. I talk too fast and then I get in trouble and then I listen to what I said and I get mad at myself. 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, the Washington Capitals are in Carolina to take on the Carolina Hurricanes. The Boston Bruins, they take on the New Jersey Yagerless Devils in New Jersey. The Calgary Flames, they take on the New York Islanders on the island, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. The Chicago Blackhawks, they take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Should be a good game there. 8:30 Eastern Standard, the Colorado Avalanche, they take on the Dallas Stars. And the recently defeated Stanley Cup champions dropped their 8-game winning streak, the Los Angeles Kings. They're going to get it on with their rivals, the Anaheim Mighty Punks, at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Thank you very much, everybody. Make sure you listen to Shot from the Point live, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the best week in hockey. And until then, and only then, get out of my crease!